what if I told you get a price match of up to $500 for your first deposit?
Oh.
Is that something that would intrigue you? Let me tell you more.
Only if it's Underdog Fantasy, I am.
Play Pick'em on Underdog Fantasy by choosing higher or lower on 2 to 5 of your favorite players' stats. 3 correct picks, it's 6 times the entry fee. 4 correct picks, it's 10 times the entry fee. 5 correct picks, it's 20 times the entry fee. All you need to do is sign up at fantasyalarm.com/underdog with the promo code ALARM. Okay, again, I'll read this. Fantasyalarm.com/underdog, promo code ALARM. First time depositors get 100% match up to $500. This is the time of the season where you do this. And this is the time of the show where we do this. So I put my first one in here as Matt Stafford on Underdog Fantasy. 269.5 passing yards. We've got 90 votes. 56.7 said higher, and 43.3 said lower. Now the Rams are facing the Pittsburgh Steelers this week at home at SoFi. I thought a lot more of Pittsburgh before these past couple of weeks, but I still think a lot of their defense. Not having Kyren Williams in the fold, something that Matthew Stafford's gotten very used to this season. How do you think this plays out? Howard Bender, are you on higher or lower? And for all of you out here, would you go higher or lower on this at Underdog Fantasy? The total is 269.5 passing yards for one Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I kind of like this. I don't love the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And we saw a lot, obviously. The funny thing about last week was that Stafford had 185 passing yards and 1 touchdown before the half. And then what did they do? They ran the ball with Kyren Williams the entire second half.
Which is most likely why he's injured right now, Howard.
Probably.
Balance, people, balance.
I don't think they do that with the Zach Evans, Royce Freeman, Darrell Henderson, Myles Gaskin foursome that they've got there. So I'll say higher for Matthew Stafford here against Pittsburgh. 269.5. Yeah, I'm gonna go higher.
Matthew Stafford just having a great second act to his career in Los Angeles, right? I mean, minus injury, he has played consistently since he got there. I'm staying in LA with one Cooper Kupp, who I never thought would come back from injury and be like the same, like amazing Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp this week, again, the same matchup we just mentioned, Pittsburgh defense. We thought a lot more of them before the season started. Now we know who they are. The total receiving yards for Cooper Kupp on Underdog Fantasy is 98.5 receiving yards. So 101 votes here. 64.4% said higher than 98.5 receiving yards, and 35.6% said lower. For those of you just coming in the room, don't forget, go to fantasyalarm.com/underdog. Use the code ALARM and get a 100% price match. First depositors only up to $500. So let's do this one. Cooper Kupp, higher or lower? 98.5 receiving yards.
Pittsburgh Steelers ranked 22nd in DVOA against the opposition's number 1 wide receiver. They're giving up an average of 100.5 receiving yards to them. Cooper Kupp, there's nothing average about Cooper Kupp. I'm gonna say higher.
I like it. I'm going higher as well. Everyone in the room here is going higher as well. Byron just said Steelers defense does get turnovers, though, Lisa. He's addressing that to me, not you, Howard.
They do get some turnovers, absolutely. Steelers defense at home, rock solid. Steelers defense on the road,
not so great. Okay, we got another one here. Now, because I only played this player once so far this whole season, I'm afraid to play him for the rest of the season. And that would be one Drake London. And the numbers right here at Underdog Fantasy, it's only 52.5 receiving yards. Are you a believer? Are you believing? Because right now with 97 votes, we got 56.7 that say higher for Drake London's 52.5 receiving yards and 43.3 that say lower. What says you, Howard Bender? Because I'm scared of this kid. You know what I mean? I did well 1 week. I don't want to go back to the well.
Yeah. I kind of like, because I said it earlier, I like the Tampa Bay defense anyway. I'm going to say lower for Drake London. I feel like for Atlanta to be successful, they gotta stop getting stupid cute with Bijan Robinson. Just let him tote the rock, let him carry the football, run those outside zone plays. Work away from Vita Vea. I think that's what you want to do. You just don't want to put the ball into Desmond Ritter's hands. He's not a great quarterback. So, and I know that there have been some grumblings that maybe if Desmond Ridder plays a crap game like he just did this past week, that they'll swap into Taylor Heineke. I think that's just that talk has been speculative fantasy talk. I don't think that that's like actual legit talk that's happening around the Atlanta Falcons. So I'll say lower for Drake London here.
I'm with you on that one. This was one of your picks, Howard. You had a vibe about one Brian Robinson Jr. Am I correct? 56.5 rushing yards. We had 83 votes right here on the poll. 67.5 said higher and 32.5 said lower. Again, everybody, this is on Underdog Fantasy, and it's Brian Robinson Jr., 56.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I'm going to say higher for Brian Robinson, 56.5 rushing yards. The Giants give up the second most rushing yards per game, 147.5. They've given up 9 rushing touchdowns on the year. You know that they like giving Brian Robinson the volume. They're not really like Antonio Gibson is such an afterthought. I also love the fact that Robinson gets into into the passing game there as well. So it just makes him a more dynamic player. To give me 57 yards for Brian Robinson against the Giants, who are giving up 3 times that on the ground. Yeah, Brian Robinson higher than 56.5.
What happened to the Giants defense of last season? I mean, holy moly. Do you remember how good Xavier McKinney was? He's been quiet this season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been kind of sad. It's been sad.
Yeah, so they were good for like 5 minutes. Then we're done.
Well, we got one more here, and that is Kenneth Walker. You've got Kenneth Walker as one of your plays, and it is 0.5 rushing / receiving touchdowns. This is a combo play at Underdog Fantasy, which you can get involved in fantasyalarm.com/underdog. Use the promo code ALARM if you are a new depositor. They will match up to 100%, up to $500 of free money. So just go there and do that. But what do you got right here? We had 101 votes. 78.2 said higher for Kenneth Walker, and 21.8 said lower.
Come on, you're telling me Kenneth Walker's not going to get it on the end zone here against the Arizona Cardinals? Come on. Arizona, on the ground, they've given up 8 rushing touchdowns. Through the air, the Arizona Cardinals have given up 9 passing touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, I love this guy. Absolute stud muffin of a running back. K9, baby, gets into the end zone this week. Higher here.
His arms are just insane.
Mine used to look like that back in the day.
I mean, they are
I wish you weren't a liar.